Welcome to CrushTheStreet.com. Thanks for tuning in. Just yesterday, we saw the Dow drop 250 points as 15 banks were downgraded, including the top 5 U.S. banks: Bank of America, Citibank, Morgan Stanley, J.P. Morgan, and Goldman Sachs.
15 of the world's most trusted banks, including the 5 biggest banks in America, hit by a credit downgrade. The market had already been reeling today, closing down more than 250 points, the second biggest drop all year.
Operation Twist has been extended to swap $267 billion in short-term securities with longer-term debt up to December, conveniently after this year's election. The Dow Jones president recently resigned, the second president to resign in just 12 months. Dow Jones & Co. sold the Dow Jones Industrial Average to CME Group in 2010 when it sold 90% of its indexes. Last weekend were elections in Greece and Egypt. Unfortunately, in Greece, the pro-bailout parties are still in power.
The side that wants to participate in the European bailout has won. The New Democracy movement, which is the conservative party in Greece, has picked up 129 seats. That's not enough to do it on their own. Syriza only had 3% less, basically, even less than 3% less than them, but only picked up 71 seats because of the way those elections work. So now they're the very leftist movement that says we should not participate in these austerity programs and the bailouts to Greece. The conservatives will have to partner up with the people that came in third. That's the socialists. But there is a significant branch of the socialists that say that they are willing to work with the bailout folks. Together, they would have a majority.
Even though markets were saved from the potential bad news, in the short term, this is not a long-term solution for Greece, as bailouts and austerity are not sustainable ways to handle massive government debt. Now, the Egyptian election seems to be chaotic, and apparently the military is back in control. Former President Hosni Mubarak is ill and has been taken from prison to the hospital.
Egypt was supposed to have an elected government by now, but the state of leadership here is still very much in question. Both candidates in the runoff presidential election last weekend have declared victory, and the announcement of official results has been delayed as judges review claims of voter fraud. Egypt's ousted president Hosni Mubarak was moved from prison to a military hospital over varied reports about his failing health. And the Islamist-dominated parliament was dissolved last week by Egypt's highest court. The military has stepped in once again to fill the power vacuum. The Muslim Brotherhood and revolutionary groups have returned to Tahrir Square once again to try and put pressure on the military to hand over power to a civilian government.
Government sources in Egypt today state that former Mubarak Prime Minister Ahmed Shafiq will be named president by this Sunday, saying he won 50.7% of the vote. Silver dropped under $27 per ounce on Thursday. If it gets under $26, we might see another big drop in silver. Oil is down under $80 a barrel for WTI, and we're seeing gas prices finally lower in the U.S. The national average is now $3.47, but we doubt reports that it will go under $3 a gallon by this fall. Inflation, a weak dollar, and the euro crisis are some reason to see higher gas prices when oil is down. Iran, after seeing sanctions restricted sale of oil to Europe, increased exports to China. Perhaps the sanctions aren't working as America expected.
A day after Hillary Clinton declared that China appeared to be curbing oil purchases from Iran, new figures show that its imports have actually risen by 35% since just last month. Western media is awash with reports that the sanctions are working and that Iran is feeling the pressure. You're in Tehran. Are you feeling the impact there?
We've seen a price rises in Tehran on foreign goods purely because the dollar has risen. But really, we're not feeling the pinch in the way that it's being touted overseas. Obviously, the U.S. would like to overplay its hand to make sure that it still has that authoritative figure globally.
Syria just shot down a Turkish F-4 warplane today over the Mediterranean. Turkey is a member of NATO. Does this mean we could see NATO forces align against Syria for something like this to give reason to kick off World War III? We learned a few days earlier that Iran, Russia, China, and Syria are planning large war games, although Syria and Russia have denied these war games are going to take place. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to visit CrushTheStreet.com for more unconventional news and ideas.
Thank you for watching this video created by CrushTheStreet.com. Visit our site today and receive our new report. Simply visit CrushTheStreet.com.